many wonderful speakers, including yourself. And, you haven't just been attending the expo, teaching at the expo. You've been doing this for 20 years. You've been teaching in seminars, workshops, lectures, all on spiritual awareness. Tell us a little bit about that, Emy.
Always, Bruce. My whole life, I was born with this. And, I guess like many of us, feeling that we're not from this planet. So since I was 10 years old, I have my first UFO encounter. So after that experience for me completely changed my life. I was just 10, so I didn't understand very well. But since then, I started searching and searching and searching. So when I was 16, I was already teaching yoga and meditation classes. So after that, my journey was just only searching as Buddha did, right? Until I don't understand what is the meaning of existence, I will not stop. So I travel all around the world. I meditate, I guess, maybe 20 hours a day, fast for months. I don't know. I did everything to really reach higher state of consciousness, to understand why we're here, what is the meaning of this existence, if really exists other dimensions, other worlds, other beings that we can communicate with them. Because when I was 10 years old, I have information from supposedly beings that I didn't understand who they were, telling me a lot of things that even if I didn't understand, I was so familiar for me. So there was something related with my soul that opened up. And so this is my whole life. It's not like I'm just started and I think it's cool to be spiritual. That's who I am. So my whole life was dedicated to this. I never did anything else.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, Emy, you have covered the spiritual realm for over 30 years. And I researched as well that you were driven to this. You just mentioned a UFO experience, but also a near-death experience as well. I have to say, in my young life, I have had, a couple of brushes with death, so to say. So this is very scary stuff. Did that contribute to your quantum leap in consciousness and your desires to travel to some of the most sacred places on earth, like Machu Picchu, for instance?
Well, yes, I was called there. I don't know if it was my desire or I was called there. I was called to this country also, and to India. I live in India for more than a year. And, I feel that I'm called to different places, so I go there. I live in Mexico for a year and a half, also doing a lot of work in 1996, and that was the awakening of the Mayans, the return of the Mayans. At that point, I didn't know what was going on. I just felt that the land was calling me, and I went there. So everything moved out of my way for me to do my work, and I did what I had to do. This journey is quite remarkable for me because I'm guided. So I don't know. It's not like I can say that it's my little will trying to go to places or doing this work. Even to be part of the Conscious Life Expo is completely guided.
Exactly. Yeah, even myself, I've done some of my best interviews there at the Conscious Life Expo and learned so much and met such great people. Now, Emy, tell us about your company, Sacred Land Travels. I mentioned you went to Machu Picchu, but you've also gone, all over the world, such as Yucatan. And you said you were driven, the pyramids in Yucatan. You said you feel like you're spiritually driven to these places. And for Argentina is not right next to Mexico. So, you find yourself in all these places because you feel like you're being guided spiritually to these places, correct?
Completely. It's fascinating. Like I was telling you, when I have my awakening that I was 10, then when I was 17, I have a near-death experience, and where I really realized that basically we're much more than this little personality that we have and we believe we are. And so I saw the dimension of the higher. I saw myself in a higher realm, and I saw that somehow I am like, I don't know, to say something, and 8% of me is here incarnating, and I am talking right now, a little bit of me, but who I am is in a much bigger dimension. And I think it's the same for everyone, but we don't realize that. We live life so limited that we don't know really who we really are in a higher realm, in a higher dimension. So when we do the practice, when we meditate, when we have the ability to connect with something that is much bigger than us, we start receiving information from there. It's all related. I call this as a cosmic plan to awake consciousness in this moment of transition. So somehow I was in Argentina teaching and creating groups to sacred places to Argentina. In Argentina, it's a place, a very powerful place that the name is Uritorco. I brought a group there. So I was meditating in an amazing place. It's a place where you can see UFOs, and it's a lot of energy moving there. And I have a clear message that I have to go to Mexico to do work in the pyramids. I didn't know where to go because I didn't know anyone in Mexico. I never went to Mexico. And it's true, Mexico and Argentina is so far away.
Right.
So I told everyone I have to go to Mexico. And they told me if I was crazy or something. So I went to Mexico for a year and a half by myself. And like I said, I didn't know anyone. And I knew exactly where to go. And I started going to all the Mayan pyramids in the Yucatan area, one by one. I knew where to go in the, like Chichen Itza or Tulum or Koba, the different complex of pyramids. I knew exactly where to go to do the work. So I was going there, repeating mantras that I never heard in my life, doing some kind of rituals that I didn't even know what I was doing, meditating, and somehow moving energy. I didn't know what I was doing. That was 1996. And then when I went to Mexico City, I realized that was the point and the moment of the return of the Mayans. And somehow I was opening up the pyramids because they were kind of sleeping for many years.
Right.
And I wasn't the only one. We were like 7 different people doing the same thing without knowing each other. So somehow we met in Mexico City, and it was amazing. You know, it's like how that can be possible.
Incredible. And there's something about the all pyramids in specific. I mean, as humans, you know, how did we know, all of us, all different creeds, nationalities, how did we know how to just instinctively build these pyramids? I mean, some are circular, some are triangular, but still the overall essence of building pyramids has been something that has been with the human race. I mean, since our very existence, since the start of our existence, right?
Completely. And they are here in this planet somehow for us to remember. We can see that they are kind of spiritual power energies. So in this planet, because the vibration for many thousands of years were so low, they was kind of dormant. They were not active. So right now, it is a moment of awakening. So everything is activating, and the energy is emanating from the pyramids. It's like the chakras of the planet, and they are all over the place. Even they are discovering new pyramids in different places. And it's really remarkable because we are expecting this moment for many, many years, and it's happening now, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't know. I'm so, I don't know. I don't have even words. So happy that this is happening.
Just ecstatic, right? Like that static energy.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's another world. And I hope that people is feeling that energy that is moving now, that is so precious, it's so beautiful. And many other people that they don't understand, they are, I don't know, maybe cleaning karma, right? And processing emotions. And many people are in a lot of trouble right now. Many people left the planet since 2012, 2013. Right. And right now, 2014, I don't know if you feel it, Bruce, but it's coming with an amazing energy.
Oh, we're feeling it on this show. I mean, the most definitely. Again, Emy, you started to discover your mystic purposes at a very early age. I mean, tell our listening audience about your studies, your fields of studies such as yoga, dance, psychology, and how dance itself is therapeutic.
Yes, because I have this feeling that we have to change consciousness. I study psychology. I wanted to understand human mind, how it works, and why we get so much in trouble. So I really study a lot psychology, and I went into psychology, but through the physical body also, because the body is everything. The body never lies. So you can see even when the people walk, you even can see the emotional problems they have. So, well, at least I can, because I'm trained to see that.
I like the body language, so to say, the mystic body language.
Completely. The body never lies. And my experience in psychology, you can have a person dealing with their emotional things for years, talking, and then when you do corporal psychology through the body, maybe in a week they're healed. So because the body never lies, so you can do work through the body to open, to liberate, to expand, to transform. That through talking, maybe they take you, 5 years. So that's why I integrated the body. The body, we are the body. So we're this amazing energy walking universe. And when we work through the body, through the mind, through the spirit, we create amazing transformation. And that's the work that I was doing all these years.
Amazing. We truly are a celestial body of consciousness, every single human being with a mind. Many people, Emy, are unaware of the phrase quantum leaping in consciousness. Can you explain to our audience just exactly what that means?
Well, quantum physics started a long time ago, but, the mechanical universe of Newton created kind of a consciousness that was really limited, and it's like separate objects. And the quantum physics created a world of unlimited possibilities, that we are one, that we have all the opportunities in the world, that problems are really no problems, they're opportunities. So right now we are in this quantum leap. Consciousness is changing. And we are in this amazing field right now that we are realizing that we are one. We are not separate. Everything is energy. So when we see that we can create with our thoughts. We create with our emotions. And we can create our own reality. And that's for people, that thought that we are separate beings and somehow we are victims of reality. It's a big shift in the perception. So we are not victims anymore. We can create. We create our reality. We create what happened in the world. We create everything.
Right. We can manifest it ourselves, right? If we manifest it in our mind, we we can go out there and achieve whatever it is that we want to achieve as a people.
It's beautiful. It's magic. That's the principle of magic. So this is something that in the past, there was a knowledge that only few people know. There was kind of the government knew only.
Right.
How to control the mind, how to control energy. But right now, we are in the era of light. So everything comes to the light. It's not in the darkness anymore. We have the opportunity to see and to work with these principles and to don't be victims of reality anymore. And to don't see problems like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. Problems are great because they are an opportunity for us. So everything is shifting, is changing. We can see the world as heaven on earth, or we can see hell, but it's our choice.
Right. And Emy, since you mentioned hell, there are some very beautiful places on earth. Some of the most sacred places where you feel as a human being spiritually connected to that place, and your third eye, so to say, just opens right up. And there are also some very scary places, some very powerfully negative places. One of those places is in Nicaragua. It's called the mouth of the hell. So there are some very beautiful places on earth, but then there are also some very dark ones, right?
Right. Completely. I like in the yin yang, right? That the Chinese people 5,000 years ago brought this perfect, beautiful yin yang to show us that reality is light and is darkness. So we will find everything here. That's the beauty. We have the opportunity to find everything, but we have the opportunity to choose what we want also.
Absolutely.
So,
and again, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by mystic investigators of the spiritual realm, the lovely Miss Emy Shanti. Now, Emy, you are also a intuitive reader and a spiritual counselor, a medium, correct? Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, not medium. I am not doing mediumship at all. Sometimes we can say that I can feel things, but, people confuse medium with somehow talking with dead people. I don't do that. So,
no, we don't want to talk to any dead.
No, I don't talk with dead people.
Right.
I talk with alive people. And I can feel the energies of, we can say, guides or spirits, light beings, that guide us. But, I don't think that is mediumship. But since I was really, really, really young, I remember telling my mother everything that is going to happen during the day. So she was very scared of me. She didn't like that. She didn't know how to handle that because it was like, okay, I was telling somebody that person will come today, and then that person show up. Or whatever situation, that even difficult situation that my family was going through, I was telling her before it happened. So, my mother didn't really support me in that. She was very scared of me. She even took me to church to say I'm sorry.
My goodness.
I have these faculties. So can you imagine when you are a little child and you have that faculties and you think there is something wrong with you?
Right.
So I try to block it. I try to don't have it. And I keep having these dreams that I knew exactly everything, what is going to happen to them, what happened to them in the past. There was not secrets. They cannot keep secrets from me because I knew the truth. So, but I thought there was something really wrong with me because I knew that. So I tried to keep this secret, that nobody knew. And I was around my 20s when I started studying with a psychic, when I understand that was okay to have that faculties. So she brought me at that moment to work for the police in Argentina discovering criminal cases. Can you imagine? With a group of psychics.
Right. Oh, definitely. And they don't like to admit it, but I mean, the authorities, they need the help of a medium sometimes to find a person who's been missing, or, cases like that, right?
Bruce, they work with psychics all the time. They don't say it. That's true what you said, but they work with psychics all the time. They have, in Argentina, nobody knows that the police has a group of psychics. And I was part of that group for a little while because I didn't like the topic. The criminal cases were like a little bit too much for me. All these spirits that die in terrible, criminal ways, they were coming to me for help. And that was really, really bad because I couldn't even take a shower alone. There were all the spirits around asking for help. So I stopped doing that. But at least that experience showed me that it was okay to have that faculty, and, there was nothing wrong with me. So after that, I let that alone. I know I have it, but I don't know. I think that the first thing for me that is the most important thing is the spiritual life. So if I can use my psychic abilities to help someone, I do it, but it's not my primary, it's not what I work the most.
Right. Now, Emy, tell us about some of the most fascinating experiences that you've had over the years working with these shamans and gurus from around the world.
Well, I always say that I have an Indian soul, because I feel so connected with the Indians, the earth, the knowledge. I believe that the traveling into dimensions to heal, to find answers, to connect with the spirit animals, that is fascinating for me. So I believe that I bring this from past lives maybe, or somehow it's true I have an Indian soul, because I don't know, I feel that I can get into this shamanic realm and call the spirits to help me in so many ways, basically helping people always. So I met amazing shamans, and I had extraordinary experiences. But basically, the experiences was like, go within yourself and find somehow who you are in a higher dimension, to bring that energy and use it to bring it into the world. And I believe that in this moment, we all have to do that, to find our light, to find our true self, to bring it into the world and bring that energy, because that is healing energy. That is the real power. That is wisdom. So the shamans took me into that place, into that cave of consciousness, where I find out that it's not just the heavenly realm. It is working also with nature, with the spirit guides, the animals, the animal guides, the power animals they call.
Right.
Or medicine animals. We all have power animals. We all have power animals. We were born with a power animal. Correct. So it's amazing when you can find the power animal and ask for help. And when you really work in that level, it's, you see the results. You can ask your power animal to get you information about whatever, and they go and they get the information to you. And then through dreams that happened to me, you have the information you need. So I work a lot with dreams.
Absolutely. Emy, one of the main reasons I gravitated to your work is because you are also a Mayan cultural expert. Tell us about your travels to the Yucatan and your studies of the ancient Mayan civilization, the Mayan calendar in particular. I mean, I believe you said that the Mayan people actually knew what their children were going to be. I mean, whether it be a doctor or a fighter, a warrior, they actually knew, and they prepped their children to be that which they had saw that they were going to be. Correct?
Absolutely. And you know what is fascinating? When I started studying the Mayans, when I went there to Yucatan, I find out that the Mayans were not only from Mexico. There are Mayans all over the world. And even the word Maya, they use it in many different cultures. You can see that, you know, in India, in many different cultures, when the word Maya is used. And this is fascinating. In the ancient Tibet, before the Buddhists came, they have numbers. And the numbers are exactly the same numbers that the Mayans were using. They pronounce the same, maybe have one letter that is not the same, but it's almost the same numbers. We're talking in the Himalayas, right? So what I believe that the Mayans are a galactic tribe. So they came to this planet, and they are in different places in the world. They have an amazing cosmic wisdom. So the calendar is part of that amazing wisdom. So as you said, somebody was born, suppose, I don't know, whatever, what day you were born, Bruce?
I was born in December, right?
You are at the end of December?
Did you ask me what day I was born?
Yeah, what day?
December 6th.
Oh, in the beginning of December.
Mm-hmm.
In these cultures, when you were born in certain months, it was December, at the beginning of December,
right.
You were a communicator. And you were born with that. You're a communicator. So since you were a little baby, they are raising you to be the best communicator you can be.
Right.
So, and if you are an artist, they do the same. If you are an engineer, the same. You know, whatever day that you were born, you have a talent. So since you were a little baby, they all know who you are and why you came to the world to do what. So nobody is trying you to be, I don't know, a lawyer, you know, or nothing like that. You have
I couldn't hack it at law school.
So you have to be what you have to
right,
be,
absolutely
you know.
Right.
And it's fantastic. That's the knowledge of the stars, you know, that nobody understands here because we're completely in a different universe. It's not the galactic consciousness that the Mayans brought into this planet.
Right. That's absolutely right, Emy. I mean, I just find it fascinating that they were incredible mathematicians, and that, you know, some of them could even be my cousins, you know, because you know, I don't know. I must have more Spanish blood in me because I'm terrible at math. If they could even calculate what day you were going to grow up in birth, I mean, that's just incredible skills right there. You know, they know exactly what you're going to be from the moment you're born. Amazing.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And they have many calendars. So you can see many aspects of your life, not just what you're going to be. Many aspects of your life depends, you know, how at the time and the sun, where it was. It's amazing. And even the architecture of the Mayans, if you see how they are aligned with the Pleiades, and it is remarkable how they did that. Even if they try to do it today, it's so difficult to do that. It's perfect mathematics. So,
absolutely.
Yeah,
the structure at Machu Picchu itself, I mean, it just, you know, how did they get those precise cuts at Machu Picchu, the cutting of the stone, when they didn't have any type of laser technology or anything? I mean, wow, right? It's just
But that's amazing. They were not the Mayans. They were the Incas. But
Right.
This is not from this world. I tell you that. That's for sure. This is not like Indians from this world. That's something much higher than that. People cannot understand it yet, but I'm completely sure that the information will come. The information has to come, and we will change completely the way we're thinking about the world and the universe.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, many people, believe that the Maya disappeared, from looking. Many scholars as well. They state the Maya disappeared from this planet just by looking at the Mayan hieroglyphics depicting them in space suits. Is it possible that we as a human race have been visited? I mean, we've been talking, but have been visited by these beings, and they helped us along our growth as a race?
The Mayans are here. The Mayans are here. And like I say, the Mayans are a galactic tribe, and they are here more than ever because the transition that we are into right now in a planetary level. So the Mayans say that, and this is not just the Mayans, everybody knows this information at this point, but we're in this cycle of more than 5,000 years. It's 5,600 something. So we're in this cycle that we are finishing the galactic night and going into they call the galactic that is done, right? The Amanecer Galáctico, where they start a new day. So right now we're in the first rays of the new sun. So it's still the darkness there. We're not completely on the light, It's still darkness in this world. So we have a transition right now that is not completely light yet, but we are going into the light. So we're living that transition. Many people see the light and see this beautiful energy that is coming into their lives, into the world, and many people still into conflict, into darkness. So things are changing right now. That's why the Mayans, the galactic Mayans, are here again. They are returning. And they started since 1996. We started like a new galactic cycle. Since 2012, we started this new galactic cycle. And it's a beautiful new cycle of light that we were here before when we talk about the golden age, or we're going there again. We're going into the golden age. But it's going to take time, and maybe hundreds. What? Sorry?
The golden age of consciousness.
Completely.
Incredible. And Emy, I'm sorry to cut you off there, but many people were up in arms in 2012, at the end of 2012, saying, that's it, we're finished. It's the end of the world. But it wasn't. And, that necessarily doesn't mean that the Mayan calendar is at fault, because, there's a little bit of disinformation out there. Some people say when they talk about the Mayan calendar, they actually show you a picture of what is it, the Aztec calendar. And those are two different calendars.
Yeah, that's true. And it's not the Mayan, it's the Aztec calendar. But Bruce, yes, was the end of the world. Was the end of the world. Was the end of the world of darkness. And right now we are going into the golden age, but it's not happening from one day to another day. It's a transition. We are right now in the transition. That's why it's so much confusion. Many people doesn't know what's going on, but many things are changing in their lives, and they feel it. They see, oh my God, everything is changing. Many relationships fall apart. Many people move. Many people die. It's a lot of changes going on right now. And many people, that's a blessing, is awakening into spirituality. People that they didn't understand what was going on right now, they're searching. They know that something is calling them. They don't understand yet what it is, but they feel the call. I have into the Hispanic community so many people that before they thought that we were evil because we were not from the church or whatever. So they thought that spirituality is something wrong with that. And right now, that people that judge us before as evil, right now they're calling me that they want to come to the expo, they want to come to the classes. So
they want to find themselves spiritually. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah. That's another thing related with this new era. That is not an era of searching for a guru or somebody who somehow is the savior. You have to find yourself. As you said, you have to find your own salvation. And it is a lot of guides. People can guide you, but they're not it. It's not. You don't need any guru right now. You can find your way within yourself.
Absolutely. Now, Emy, I have to tell you, I love the movie Ghost. I'm not I'm not a real big fan of Whoopi Goldberg these days, but I wanted to ask you, is the spirit world, I know you said you're not a medium, but you do have a gift of seeing that which us folks that, since you were a little child and you lost those abilities, I believe, it's a gift that you still possess. Now, is the spirit world, again, something like that movie Ghost, where if you're a bad guy and you die, you get taken away by these dark wind-like spirits and in the moments following your death? Is that accurate?
Yes, completely.
Wow.
I think that the movie Ghost is the perfect explanation in a very simple way of what happened in the other side. Because it's true, when I had this near-death experience, I was more alive than ever. And I was dead for, I don't know, a couple of minutes. I was dead, clinically dead. My heart wasn't beating, I was dead. But I was more alive than ever. I remember going to places. I remember all the things I saw. And I saw angels and spiritual beings at that point. And I saw the light calling me, and I wanted to go to the light. Well, in this case, when somebody has a lot of negativity, remember the law of attraction. We are attracting what you call the lower astral plane, where is a lot of, kind of dark angels or spiritual beings that are really in a lower place of consciousness, like the movie Ghost. So somehow that beings, like this guy who was a criminal, they have to learn a lesson. It's that. It's not like bad. It's just they have to learn a lesson. And the only lesson we have to learn here is to love. It's so simple as that, People complicate things a lot. But the only lesson that we need to learn in this experience as human beings is to love and to be happy. It's so simple than that. So it's a lot of beauty, it's a lot of mystery, it's a lot of things that happens in this existence, is in unlimited possibilities of light and darkness. But basically, if we stayed in consciousness, we stayed in love, we make it. We make it directly to the source. It's so simple than that, to enjoy life, to be happy, and to open to love. And that's why we do events as the conscious life, right?
Absolutely. Like John Lennon said, love is all you need, right?
Exactly. That's so simple. It's so simple. I study so much, so many different cultures and religions and everything, and everybody go to the same point. Basically, love is the way. When you love yourself, the whole world start changing around you. When you start connecting with people in love, then you start perceiving the unity and the beauty that is already there all the time that we cannot see. So we welcome people and people welcome us. We welcome the world and the world welcome us. And such a beautiful thing that happened in this world when we open to love. So I don't think that is another place to go, just to love, to be happy, and to live a life that is more healthy in every level, in an emotional level, in a physical level, in a, eating different food to be healthy, to exercise,
right.
to use the body, like we talked about the body before, to do all the things that we have to do to keep ourselves with the energy in a higher level and to create a well-being for us. Because when we feel good, everything feels good around us.
That's right.
So basically, our mission is that, to feel good.
That's good. That's exactly what we want to project to the audience. Just feel good, ladies and gentlemen. And we are coming to the end, ladies and gentlemen, of this very special broadcast of the Bruce Montalvo Show with Emy Shanti. Emy, thank you so much. Will you be teaming up with Grammy Award winning or Grammy recipient, actually, Javier Quijillas again for that musical display of dance and that exhibit you guys do?
Well, Javier recently has a health issue, so I hope he can feel better for the expo. That's my hope. So I worked with Javier for 5 years, so hopefully he feels better to be able to play. Right. And if he doesn't, we have other musicians also that are coming, also pre-Hispanic musicians. So it's going to be an amazing event. Acta is coming, the Mayan. I don't know if you know Acta. He comes from Mexico. We're bringing him from Mexico to bring the knowledge of the galactic Mayans to the world.
Excellent.
So we have
Emy,
amazing
thank you so much,
up.
Emy. We're out of time, but I'll be at the expo. I'll be covering the expo. Thank you so much for joining us, Emy Shanti. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bruce.